Eindelijk.
Hi, I'm Zahid.
I'm
Nice
Eric.
to meet you.
Good, great. Hi,
Ian Tilmans.
Eric. Hello.
Hi, shoot the message.
Eric Klarenbeek. Yeah, welcome. This is my
So tell us,
3D printed chair.
did you say a 3D printed chair?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. So explain it. How was that?
So, okay, what we do? We have this 3D prints in our studio. We wanted to experiment with what these printers can do. Like regularly they use plastics as a basic material, but we wanted to search a kind of more organic or natural material. So we came in contact with the University of Wageningen, which is on life science, and I just asked them is it possible, or do you know any way how we can 3D print living organisms? And we discussed the process, and in the end we were connected, or we came in contact with the mushroom research group, and that appeared to be the golden formula, I should say. So what we basically do comes down to this principle. So we have these straw particles. We make a kind of paste out of this straw, together with water and together with mycelium. And mycelium is actually the network of the fungi, what happens underground. So you have the mushroom popping out above the ground, the mushroom, and below you have this root structure underground. So this principle we use to create a kind of material together with the robot. So we fuse the robot, the machine, together with the living organism, and we started to 3D print structures out of this. And what happens? It starts with a straw chair, so it's completely brown with these spores of this fungi, and then within 5 to 10 days it completely full crowns the whole structure. So our whole 3D printed structure. And then it becomes this white structure, what you see here, and the living glue, I should say, because it works as a kind of glue. The organism glues all these straw particles together, and then in the end we have the full grown chair alive, and we dry it, and then the organism dies and the material stays stable. So that's actually the whole process, how the robots and the living organisms function together as a kind of
This came out of a
symbiosis.
printer? The
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
chair? And the
On our
white,
studio.
the white that I see is this white?
Yeah,
So why does it have a texture?
that's actually
different from this.
Yeah, so what we did material tests. We started last October with the university in their labs on a professional way, and simultaneously in our lab on our studio. And we started to combine it with other materials. So printing just straw with a paste extruder, combining it with plastics, bioplastics, and see what structure works best. So in the end we developed a printer which can print both. So it prints an outer shield out of a bioplastic which is based on sugar and corn. So that's a kind of outer layer. It's 0.5 millimeter, it's super thin, and within the structure we print together this paste containing out of only straw. So the whole fill-in is like 90-95% straw, and 0.5 millimeter outer side layer is a transparent plastic on sugar corn base.
So
And
it's pretty precise printing.
yes, it is. Yeah. And what the good thing is about that process, because here you see straw full grown with its fungi, it's less strong than when in this small coating. This small coating of just 0.5 millimeter prevents its fungi from growing out. So it wants to grow out, and the same happens in a plant, in a pot. It can't, so it just grows inside the whole structure and becomes stronger and stronger.
How
And
much
together,
of this material do you need?
you just need straw. So this is just ecological grown straw from the Netherlands. And you need just a few fibers of this living organism, and the mycelium just spreads itself.
Over what
It's
period of
amazing. Within 5 to 10 days it's completely full grown and the product is finished. So it's really quick. It's amazing how this fungi works. The printing was longer. Actually, if I would print it really kind of quick, I could do it in just 1 or 2 days. Print this whole chair. But because we were experimenting a lot, making a lot of tests, it took way longer. So that's why we started last October with all these materials and all these combinations. But yeah,
But
now
meanwhile,
we're
before the organism could die, it grew mushrooms.
yeah. So what we did, we actually started to sculpt 3D with this shape, and wanted to, you know, as an artist or as a designer, to give shape also to this chair. And then we started to print all these particles. And now, after it was full grown, we had it pop out as mushrooms. Not really necessarily for the material, because we only want to grow this mycelium, but out of the aesthetics, and because we work together with the mushroom research department from the University of Wageningen, and together with this company, we were all so amazed by this whole process and thought from, okay, let it pop out as mushrooms and see what the aesthetics do. So that's why you see there on this photo, this chair full grown and in full bloom, and that's 2 weeks ago. And after that process, we dried it, and now you see the dried chair.
So, do you have to sort of actively go and kill the organisms by putting it into an environment where they'll die, or how does that work?
That's actually quite simple. Actually, this environment is already normally they live on 90% humid environment. So within the structure, it has to be really wet, you know. And we put it in a growing space, which is stable temperature, but it's just an isolated space actually, because this growing process creates heat, so you don't have to heat it up. It's just that you have to close it off. You can close it off with light, you can close it off with air. Doesn't matter. The thing just grows through the whole structure without any substitute, and then it's a matter of putting it in a dry, hot space, and then it just dies.
But it doesn't mind going through a 3D printer, on the other hand.
No, because on a normal printer, yes, it would, because they work on heat. So a normal 3D printer heats up their plastics, and then it becomes liquid, and then they build up these structures. But what we do, we just print a straw paste, which is just particles of straw in a liquid. And then the fungi grows through it and glues, as a kind of living glue, all these particles together. So instead of heating up your plastic and binding it together, we just grow it together.
And then spit it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the only one you've done?
This is the first one. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to have your card, because we have to keep moving.
Yeah.
I'm delighted to have